This girl suffers from asthma. Brian is helping her. Over there, this company worker Javier sees them both and says, I told you Brian is not good, but now I will show this video to the boss so they know what their employees are like. Brian finds the inhaler and puts it in the girl's mouth. After a while, the girl feels better and says, my head hurts a lot. I don't know what happened to me. Brian says, you were walking and suddenly fainted and your breath stopped. Next time, be careful. The girl says, you are very good. Then Brian says, keep this inhaler near you so you can take it out quickly. Brian puts out his hand and says, by the way, my name is Brian. The girl says, nice to meet you, Brian, and really thank you for helping me. My name is Mila. Brian says, very beautiful name, but now I have to go. Take care, Mila. Goodbye. Over there, Javier comes to the boss and says, watch this video. See with your own eyes. Here is your star employee, Brian, what he is doing with that girl. The boss says, really? Okay, I will look into this matter. You focus on your work. Then Mila meets Brian again. He says, why did you come here? Mila says, shall I tell the truth? I came to thank you for helping me. Then they both eat food. The next day again, Mila comes and says, Brian, did you miss me? He says, yes, I was waiting for you. Actually, I'm very happy and a little nervous too. Mila says, why? He says, during our meetings, I felt we spent a very good time. So I want to ask, will you be my girlfriend? Mila says, really, you want me? Brian says, yes, I want you to be my beloved. She says, then accept. Mila hugs him. He says, darling, look, I have a surprise for you. Brian shows her a ring. Mila says, wow, this ring is very beautiful. Brian says, this is the sign of our love. Never take it off. She says, I will never take it off, really. The next day, outside the office, the boss stops Brian and says, Brian, in this company, we trusted you, but we saw a video where you are stealing a girl's stuff. Brian says in surprise, what? This is a lie. The boss says, don't lie. You are fired. Give the keys and leave. Brian leaves with a sad heart. Then Brian says to Mila, I got fired from my job. Mila says, don't worry. My mom has a hotel. You can work there. He says, really? Why didn't you tell me before? Mila says, now I am telling you. You are welcome. Then Mila brings Brian to the hotel. Brian says nervously, I am afraid. Maybe your mom will get angry because I am poor. She says, my mom has a good heart. Come. Then Mila tells her mom, Mommy, this is Brian who saved my life. Mom says, so you are Brian who saved my daughter's life? He says, yes, nice to meet you. Then Mila's mom says, now you are my son-in-law. My daughter is my treasure. If anyone hurts her, then you will face me. He says, yes, I promise. You will never see anything like that. Then Javier and his boss come to the same hotel. Javier makes another plan. He shows the same video to the hotel owner. But there, Javier's boss meets Mila. Mila tells all the truth. She says, it's a misunderstanding. Actually, Brian saved my life. Over there, Mila's mom says, you stole my daughter's stuff. The boss arrives and proves Brian is innocent. Then the boss says to Javier, pick up your things and leave. You lied. Javier says, but, she says, don't say anything. Brian is innocent. Then the boss says, Brian, forgive us. We made a mistake. Brian says, no problem. Jealousy is the poison that empty-hearted people use to ruin their own lives. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.